Ms. Boe.
Thank you, Chair. General, just before the lunch adjournment, you were dealing with when you were informed. My apologies. You were dealing with when you were informed by someone that Mr. Matlala had mentioned your name during one of the operations. Do you recall that? That's where we were.
Yes.
Are you able to tell the commission who informed you?
No.
No, why not?
For his personal security.
Would you be willing to tell the commission confidentially?
Yes.
General, can I request, because depending on your answer, can I request that you write it down and then you can show it to the commissioners and then we can have sight of it? Thank you, General. And you indicated that this person told you sometime in January.
That's correct.
You also indicated before the break that Mr. Matlala didn't discuss his troubles with you in December with those two calls.
No.
Right. And I think and if I'm not mistaken, you indicated that you then talked to Mr. Matlala about this on the 24th of Jan, 2024.
Yes.
Right. Now, General, the operations that were conducted at Mr. Matlala's house or premises, the first happened on the 6th of December. The second happened on the 18th of December at his premises.
Yes.
And by the 17th of December, he was suing organized crime and had launched an urgent application for what he says were missing things from one of the operations. I can give you a reference for that. It can be found in item 85 of file 3. And that is witness C's statement. Are you,
Sorry, page?
Page 351.
351.
Yes.
Which bundle?
File 3, item 85, page 351.
The big bundle, General.
Right.
The big one.
The big one.
Yeah. Sorry, General. So on page 351, you'll see that witness C talks about the operation that was initially scheduled to take place on the 18th of December 2024. It was a firearms inspection, and then it was ultimately done on the 19th of December. That's paragraph 72 and 73.
Yes.
And then in relation to the litigation, if you can go to page 353. You'll see there that Mr. Matlala initiated an urgent application on the 17th of December, 2024 in the High Court. And the
Yeah.
purpose of it is described there in paragraph 80. So it was in relation to a number of items he says went missing or ought to be returned to him.
Yes.
And then at paragraph 82, you'll see there that General Musa Khawula deposed to an answering affidavit in response to Mr. Matlala's urgent application.
Correct.
See that? So basically, in December, Mr. Matlala had a lot going on in relation to him and the SAPS. And we know from your evidence that Mr. Matlala approached you often with personal legal issues.
Yes.
And so it's inconceivable that he would be going through all of this, particularly by a component that you head, but not talk to you about this. What's your comment?
But I don't see the component which I had here.
Remember, this was a operation where the PKTT was assisting, but it was organized crime.
Yeah. But even the respondent is not from organized crime who responded here.
Even assuming that the respondent is not from organized crime, the point is Mr. Matlala, who approaches you on your version on his legal issues and even comes to you on a small issue like crimin injuria related to Musa Khawula. It's inconceivable that he wouldn't approach you over something like this.
So I know the expectation is I was supposed to be consulted because you are saying it's inconceivable. But I indicated I underwent operation on the 5th and I started working on the 18th.
You know, I
And-
accept. Oh, my apologies.
And I didn't receive any call for that matter. And as it was being testified here, his phones were taken and he requested our phone numbers from Sergeant Nkosi, I don't know what date. So I don't know if that time he didn't phone me because he didn't have my number or he didn't have a phone or whatsoever. So I don't know what I've been asked to comment on, but I was never phoned.
So you were never phoned by Mr. Matlala? I'm saying that you were phoned by Mr. Matlala in late December. That much you know and you have confirmed. And you have also testified that he approaches you on his personal legal issues, including the issue of Musa Khawula. And we know that there are a number of calls, although we don't have a complete set of information of calls between you and Mr. Matlala. Furthermore, we know that you had a call with witness A on the 7th of December and again on the 16th of December, where you were discussing in part the operations that witness A, B, and C and the whole team were undertaking. So just because you were gone and had an operation from the 6th and you returned on the 18th, it doesn't mean you didn't know. You had those two calls in that time period.
Yeah, I have a problem with the perceptions which I need to respond to, not factual things which I need to respond to. Yes, on the 7th, I phoned after I received a call when I was off sick because I was phoned by General Shibiri. On the 16th, I was about to go back to work on the 18th. Hence, I phoned, that is what I said, I phoned witness A. Then I'm saying I never received a call from Mr. Matlala during that duration. The phone call we had, it was on the 30th. And with Mr. Khawula, it was in September when Mr. Matlala phoned me. I also had the commissioner indicating that this alleged here that me or Nkosi have tipped him off on the 6th. But the witness C said Nkosi never mentioned me to have tipped him off. So I'm answering in what I know and what happened to me. So what you conceive and what you perceive to be, it becomes difficult for me to say yes or no because it didn't happen to me. Unless you are saying, you showed me, I was shown, Commissioner, calls, which I agreed to. And now I must agree to a call which I cannot say for a fact it happened or it didn't happen, but I didn't receive such a call.
General, before we lose each other, because I may have lost you along the way, I'm not suggesting that Mr. Matlala called you between the 6th and the 18th. We don't have that information before us. I am saying to you that, one, you had knowledge of the operations because you spoke to witness A on 2 occasions prior to the 18th of December. 2, you call Mr. Matlala on the 30th and the 31st. And you have a conversation where you say you never discussed Mr. Matlala's issues. I'm saying in the context of him calling you with matters such as what you describe as personal legal issues, like Mr. Khawula's Crimin Injuria issue, that you are saying to us that he approaches you with that type of information. I'm saying that it's inconceivable that on the 30th or the 31st, when he calls you, he didn't speak about these issues. Not when there were basically 2 operations that had taken place at his premises and he was in the process of suing SAPS.
Commissioner, I knew about the operation on the 6th, not from Matlala. And on the 30th, I didn't know about the 18th, even though I have spoken to witness A. And when I spoken to Mr. Matlala, we never spoke. He never told me of any operation happened to him. I don't know for what reason. So that is my answer. I don't know for what reason, but he didn't tell me.
Okay.
And even this one where I said the member gave the name he told me about, it was not even relating to this, it was relating to other investigation.
General, when do you say you heard about the operation of the 6th.
Yes,
When did you hear about it?
on the 7th.
So you heard about it immediately after it happened.
Yeah, on the 7th, I was phoned to inquire about the detention of Mr. Molefe. Remember, I testified about it on my initial testimony. That is when I phoned witness A. And then on the 16th, it was a follow-up.
No, I'm sorry. Unless I misunderstand your answer, my question is the first operation on Mr. Matlala, when they raided his home at the beginning of December. Is that what you say you heard about it for the first time on the 7th?
I didn't even hear about it. I heard about the Molefe one on the 7th. Actually.
When did you first hear that there was a SAPS operation on Mr. Matlala on the 6th of December, if you ever heard about it? When did you first hear?
Yeah, I heard about it when the testimony was given here.
Before that, you didn't hear about it?
No, before that, I didn't hear about it.
And then the operation of the 18th and the 19th?
On the 18th, and I heard about it.
Before the commission, you heard about
Before
it?
the commission, yes. I heard about it before the commission.
When did you hear about that?
Yeah. I can't remember, but I heard there were a court something about that thing of the court. That is when I heard about it. After the court, there was something. It was also on the news.
Okay, so you heard it from the news in the public space?
Yeah, from the news and from the police speaking in the offices.
Okay, you see, if you look at your WhatsApp exchanges with Sergeant Nkosi, the operation against Mr. Matlala, the first one, if you look at page 42 of that big file, page 42. Are you at page 42?
That's correct.
Yes. You have a call, chat 5. You have a call with Sergeant Nkosi on the 7th. You have another call on the 7th. You have another call on the 7th. Can you see where I'm reading?
It's at page 42, Commissioner.
Yes, of file 3. As I understand these WhatsApp exchanges, and correct me if I'm wrong to say you had a call. So at page 42,
Yes.
chat number 5, if you look at that middle of the page, chat number 5 is a WhatsApp call from Sergeant Nkosi
Yes.
on the 7th, right? So this is a day after the operation. You have another call on the chat number 6 on the same day. There's another call on the same day, number 7, at 10 p.m. And then there's another call on the 8th of December. And there's another...
These last two being from you.
Yes, thank you, Chair. And you have another
Yes.
call on page 43 from Sergeant Nkosi. In fact, the first one is from you. And then the second one on the 8th is from Sergeant Nkosi. And then chat number 3 is you to Sergeant Nkosi. Chat number 4, it's you to Sergeant Nkosi. Number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, that whole page. You're talking to Sergeant Nkosi on the 8th. It ends on the 13th in that page. And then you go on to page 44. You're making calls again. Chat number 1 on the 13th. Chat number 2, it's you on the 13th. Chat number 3, it's Sergeant Nkosi to you on the 13th. Chat number 4, a picture is shared. Ms. Boyle will tell us what that picture is if it is relevant. But I'm looking at at the calls. You have chat number 5. It's a call from Sergeant Nkosi. Chat number 5, it's Nkosi. Number 6, it's Nkosi, Sergeant Nkosi. There's all on the 13th. There's another communication on the 13th between the two of you. And then you have on the 18th, the day of the operation itself. There's another communication there from him and then from you on the 18th. The one is at 11:17. The other one is at 1:18. I don't recall what time the operation was, but if you go to the next page, on the 20th, the day after the 19th, the second operation, Sergeant Nkosi calls you, and then again, Sergeant Nkosi calls you, again, Sergeant Nkosi calls you, and again, he calls you. So we stop there. That is all in December up to the 20th. Now, we know from your own evidence, going through the WhatsApp exchanges, that you and Sergeant Nkosi do have conversations about Mr. Matlala. We know that, even if it's later on. But we know that he's a subject of conversations, his businesses or his affairs are a subject of business, of discussion between the two of you. It's improbable that you did not discuss these operations. It cannot be. You have many calls between the two of you. You both are interested and in fact have relationships with Mr. Matlala, but you do discuss him as well, including your WhatsApp exchanges about the matters that are in the media. So it's not just unlikely, it's improbable that you did not discuss this operation. So it's improbable that you didn't find out about it on these dates that I have listed here. Do you want to comment to that?
Yeah.
General, before you comment, Commissioner Baloyi, just because it is relevant, the attachment there at page 44, if you turn to page 111, you will see there it's Sergeant Nkosi sending CAT's contact information to the general.
So to say that again, Ms. Boyd?
You go to page 111,
Yes.
you'll see it's Sergeant Nkosi sending the general Mr. Matlala's contact information.
Yes. So on the 13th of December, back to page 44, on the 13th, Sergeant Nkosi sends you something.
The 18th.
On the 18th, rather, I beg your pardon. He sends you some. Sorry, Miss Bowe. Okay, you say the 18th.
So if you look at it's the date at the bottom, just after the little icon.
Oh, yes, thank you. So at page 111, Sergeant Nkosi sends you contact details on the 18th, you say?
Yes.
Yes. So General, it is difficult to accept and believe you that you did not become aware about this. It didn't arise between you and Sergeant Nkosi and whoever else, and that you become aware of these things only at the commission or publicly available information. It cannot be.
Yeah, Commissioner, my response is from page 42.
42, yes. What about 42?
Yeah, from page 42.
Yes.
Myself and Nkosi were chatting, and also he was phoning me.
Yes.
Checking on me, starting by on the 4th, sending that thing of General Khan. And then when you go to page 43, you'll see he sent me even a name and a name of the shop.
Yes.
Where I was supposed to go for a drip.
Yes.
For bitumen, for the drip, and where he sent me the telephone number you are saying of Mr. Matlala.
Yes.
On the 18th.
Yes.
On the 18th.
And that's the day when they're doing there's a SEPS operation at his business.
Yes.
And Mr. Nkosi sends you Mr. Matlala's contact details.
Yes, he sent me the phone number of Mr. Matlala because he said Mr. Matlala is no longer using the other now. His number, he doesn't have his phones. He said I must give him the number.
But General, he would have told you that there is an operation going on.
No.
He would have.
No, we didn't even talk about that. We didn't even talk about that.
Yeah, it's unbelievable that with these many calls, starting the day after the first operation of the 6th, ending on the 20th of December, a day after the last operation, you've got this mass of exchanges, of telephone calls, in fact, between the two of you, including the exchange of Mr. Matlala's new contact details, because he doesn't have a phone, that in all of that, you and Sergeant Nkosi would not have discussed this operation. It's simply unbelievable. And I think I will, in fairness to you, so that you comment, I think you're not being truthful about it.
I did comment, Commissioner, that
Yes.
on those days from the 5th until we were talking about my health and also suggesting to say which shop must I go, where they've booked for me, where if I get a driver, then will be taking me there for the drips to be installed on me and the person whom I must look for. On the 18th, that is when he forwarded me the phone number of Mr. Matlala, indicating that he is no longer having his phone. He said he must give me this phone.
That's your answer, General?
Yes.
Did he tell you what happened to Mr. Matlala's old phone? Why would you suddenly have a discussion about Mr. Matlala's new phone without context? Because it must mean you wanted to contact Mr. Matlala and you could not reach him. And
No,
he then gave you the phone number.
No, I remember now. It's the day where he said he asked him to give my phone number to him because he doesn't have my phone since his phone was confiscated.
So then it means you knew that his phone had been
Yes.
confiscated by the
Yes.
police.
Yes.
You did not find that out in this commission here.
Yes, I remember now.
No, but
Because-
why did you say you only found out in this commission?
Yeah,
that-
because I didn't see this and I didn't remember. The only way I can remember was that.
General, Chair has warned witnesses in this commission many times that when they are asked things that should be within their knowledge, first they deny them, they claim not to know, until they are shown documents, and only then do they suddenly remember. You've known for a couple of months now that you'll be coming to this commission to testify about your relationship with Mr. Matlala. It cannot be that you don't remember these facts until you are confronted with documents. I mean, even this bundle, you've had a weekend. You were supposed to continue your testimony on Friday last week. You've had a weekend to go through this bundle. It's now Wednesday today. You must have gone through the bundle and it must have jogged your memory. I find it unacceptable that you can say, until 5 minutes ago, you did not remember, and then when you are shown this, suddenly you remember that this discussion took place. That is difficult to accept.
Now, I just want to add why it cannot be that you're remembering now. Mr. Matlala is your friend. It is of big moment that there's a raid on his property, at his home on the 6th and later on. It is of big moment that is happening. And it's of big moment to you when you find out eventually, because he's your friend and you have dealings with him. But it is also of big moment to Sergeant Nkosi because he's quite close with him. There is just simply no scenario where you could not remember it independently. That Nkosi, whether you heard it from Nkosi or from Sergeant or from Mr. Matlala himself, but I'm prepared to accept that you heard it from Mr. Nkosi because all these exchanges are between you and Sergeant Nkosi. But the quarrel now is that it cannot be that you just remembered 5 minutes ago as you're sitting there. It's of sufficient importance to you as head of organized crime, 1, 2, as someone who's received monies from someone who's now being raided by the SAPS. It is of moment. There is no way you only remember now.
Yeah. I hear the commissioner. The big issue here is because he borrowed me money. And secondly, as a friend, I indicated what type of a friend is that, when we meet, when we don't meet, and how long and how do we phone each other. And already it was indicated here that I didn't have my WhatsApps and whatsoever. And we received these WhatsApps. I think it was on the, we're supposed to report back on the 12th or the 3rd. I can't remember, but we received that Thursday, which by Friday we're supposed to report. And we requested until Monday. And some of them, you can see, we couldn't know if ever there is something missing or whatsoever. But yes, this kind of documents are here to remind us also as people. So I'm telling the truth that our discussion with Nkosi was about medical treatment, which I can get somewhere to advance my ill health and whatsoever. And on the 18th, yes, he gave me the number to say, here's the new number of the man and so forth. So the reason why we didn't discuss about the search at his premises and whatsoever, I don't know and I can't remember. So it does not mean I lie if ever I didn't remember something, or it was convenient for me to say so because it is not here, or because I didn't see it here. I might have seen a lot of things which I don't even remember what it's all about, or also here, which is in here.
Maybe lastly from me, because you're talking about numbers that he has given you, if you look at page 43, you are the one actually that's providing information to him. At page 43, you say at chat number 5, you say he must look for that name. And then the next chat, you give the name of the shop and a telephone number. So you're the one that's actually giving him information. The rest of it is telephone calls.
Yes. We're supposed to go to that Mediterranean for that particular injection.
Thank you, General.
We usually go together, even if we do colons cleaning, we go together. You can see, or maybe some they will show here. Usually we go together on these things.
General, don't understand me to be disputing that you had these other health issues and health discussions. I'm not disputing that. We're speaking about the improbability of you and Sergeant Nkosi not discussing the raid on Mr. Matlala when you speak on the 7th, a day after that operation. And then when you speak again, well, you have all of those charts, and then you speak on the 20th. But in between, he's given you Mr. Matlala's contact details, and as Commissioner Khumalo says, that he knows you to have his contact details. He can't just give it to you in a vacuum. He would have said something to you. And you've just admitted, well, yeah, he did say to me that his phones were seized. The simple point is that it's improbable that you heard from the public for the first time and in the commission.
I have acceded to that.
All right, thank you.
And in general, just to finish up on one of the points here, if you go to file 4, page 88, so that's where we have that schedule that gives you the duration of the calls. Page 88 on file 4.
File 4.
Yes. The big one. The mini flags. page 88. You'll recall that earlier you said that you had the conversation with Mr. Matlala on the 24th of January 2025. Now, when you look at the calls that you had with Mr. Matlala on the 24th, you will see that the first call, which was at 10:06, was 45 seconds. The second call at 10:28 was 34 seconds. Then there's a call at 10:44, which was 50 seconds. And then at 11:07, it's a 14-second call. And then at 1 o'clock, it's a 38-second call. Right. So there again, given your earlier explanation about how long it takes you to talk to Mr. Matlala, particularly about simple things. For example, you said on the 31st of December, the 5-minute call was just so that he can check if you received the money. And on the 30th, you said the 15-minute call was just so that you can get an account number. So again, it just seems implausible that you would discuss something as important as him name dropping you for that shorter duration.
Yes. I phoned somebody, I'm angry, I'm telling him about what he has done. He's telling me he's going to phone me back. He's going to phone those people. And then he doesn't phone, I phone again. He said, no, he didn't yet get to hold of them. Those people who told those police that he said what he said. So it's not something where you will understand when you are angry. You will go straight to the point and tell the person. But you can see also he's avoiding discussing the issue until he's saying he's phoning the people I phone. He not yet found the people and so forth and so forth. But that is what happened. But yes, I was conveying that. And if you can check from there, it took long for us even to speak again, because I was expecting him to call me back and tell me really he sorted this thing, is not true and so forth.
General, how do you propose he sort it out? Because it seems to me that he has told somebody that you know them. Were you expecting him to retract?
No, I was told by the person I wrote the name, who was told by somebody, not by him, to say this is what he's saying.
General, you just said that the calls were because he was trying to get a hold of someone to check.
Yeah, to that particular person who told the person who told me.
So the back and forth was because he was trying to get a hold of the person that told the person.
Yes.
To tell.
And I never got any answer until I think the 7th, but he denied the thing.
All right, let's go then to, you say you didn't get an answer until the 7th.
Also on the 7th, I think it's me who phoned. I don't know if he answered or he didn't answer, because I remember I was in Cape Town with the MBs or with the deputy minister that time.
And there you'll see on the 7th, there's a call at 11:45 where there was no answer. And he was calling you, and then you call him back and you proceed to have a 3-minute discussion. You see that, General?
Yeah, I see the call The first one, there was no response, and then the response was later on the day.
Yes, he calls, you call him.
He called me.
He called you, and then you call him.
Are we in February now?
Yes. General, if you look at the 7th of February at 11:45, he calls you, and there's no answer.
Yes.
And then at 13:31, you call him, and you proceed to have a conversation.
Yes.
So is your version that this is when you then resolved the issue of him having told someone?
Not resolved as such, where he indicated that the person denies what it was told to me, but I left it like that.
General, when I have regard to the length of the calls and the nature of the subject matter, it's more likely that you had a substantive discussion with Mr. Matlala on those two occasions, being the 12th and, my apologies, the 30th and the 31st of December. Because that follows, again,
Are those the 15 minutes and the 5
the
minutes?
15 minutes and the 5 minutes. That's the conversation is more likely to have happened then than it having happened in February or even on the 24th of Jan, as you suggest. Do you care to comment?
I already commented, as I was angry, fighting, and then it's not like the other one where you greet and then you thank somebody or you can chat about anything because you are cordial there, you are not fighting.
Thank you, General. Now, General, let's then deal with your knowledge of Mr. Matlala's dealings, right? You testified earlier that you didn't know, nor did you do a check of Mr. Matlala between 2019 and 2025. And in the testimony, your testimony last week, you said you also didn't know of any investigations against Mr. Matlala. Do you recall that?
Perhaps before that, may I ask this? General, sorry,
Commissioner?
would you borrow money from a criminal or someone who is alleged to be a criminal?
No.
Thank you. You may continue.
All right. So for purposes of this, I'm going to ask that we not display, but if we can go to page 92.
Of 4.
My apologies, of file 4. I'm not sure if it's legible when it's printed. I suspect it may not.
Nice. Can't see. Mine is faint.
Perhaps please deal with it tomorrow. And
Chair, my proposal
Yes.
is to ask one of our attorneys to just sit with the general to show him. And I also propose to borrow the commissioner's my machine to have regard to it.
What does it matter?
So, right.
General, if it will require to zoom in and out in order to be able to see. Unfortunately, the infographic was not created by us. So unfortunately, we couldn't manipulate it.
Ms. Bowe, we do realize that you've structured your questioning in a particular way. Is it not practical to have this printed on A3 size paper and for you to then give us copy tomorrow morning?
Yes, Chair, we can do so. I suppose without.
And by us, I mean the general as
Yes.
well. And of course, your colleagues.
Yes, we can do so. Chair, although I do want to touch on it, and suppose the simple point I want to demonstrate is the number of cases where Mr. Matlala was being investigated as a suspect. The general I don't know if he can quibble with whether or not they existed. We've provided him with the schedule and he has seen it. Perhaps maybe I must confirm with the general that he has had regard to it. General,
Yes.
have you had regard to that infographic?
Yes.
And what the infographic shows is that Mr. Matlala
Yes.
has been either a person of interest or a suspect in a number of cases from the year 2000
Yes.
all the way to 2024. So you'll see on the infographic that there are 3 cases in 2000, 3 cases in 2006. There's a case in 2001 where he was found guilty and imprisoned for 4 years. There was a case in 2011, a case in 2012, a case in 2015, a case in 2016, case in 2018. There's also cases of attempted murder in 2022, 23, and 24. So my point, General, is when you said yesterday that you weren't aware of any investigations, a search or even a preliminary search would have shown you that Mr. Matlala is either being investigated or that he has a criminal record.
Correct.
And you didn't do any of those searches.
No.
And you weren't aware of any of these investigations.
No.
Despite the fact that in some instances you testified that as part of your role, you were quite close to various investigators across the province.
Correct.
All right. So this is just the cases where he was under investigation, a suspect, or where he was found guilty. You'll also recall that in 2021, 2022, this is not in the infographic. This is what was in the public domain, was he was implicated in that Tembisa scandal. Remember that?
Yes.
So by 2021, 2022, it was publicly known that Mr. Matlala was implicated in the Tembisa hospital's tender fraud. Recall that?
No, I didn't see it in 2022. But I want to put something in perspective here.
Yes, General.
Mr. Matlala was an accused person in all these cases you have indicated. The only 3 which he was arrested now, which is going court, and then the only one which he was found guilty. So, if you were arrested and cases were withdrawn by court or found not guilty, do we hold that against you? The guilty one, yes. But even these ones which he was not found guilty, if I have checked, it would have given me an idea what kind of a person he is. And then I could have a certain perspective on him. I have already testified, commissioners, that time I didn't have any reason to go and profile him. And I hear about the issue of Tembisa scandal 2022-2023. Those things, I saw them last year when they start coming up, and into 2024, to be honest, the other one which I've seen, which was there on the Khawula thing, talking about Decoran, talking about Tembisa, and also the Tembisa fraud, which is under investigation by the IDEC. So, for these people, the investigators who have come out with this analysis chart, is the people who had interest who were investigating him. I was working in Gauteng, and as a crime investigation component head, all the 144 police stations they were reporting to. I couldn't know, we are arresting more than 1,000 of people per day. And I will know only of prominent cases which are reported to us, and those which ones are of high-profile people or serious murders and whatsoever. You won't know something like theft of motor vehicle. In a day, more than 500 vehicles are stolen in Gauteng, and more than 20 people are arrested. It's not something which they write and send to us. Unless you are attending a meeting, zooming in to say, here is the problem of theft of motor vehicle in Tshwane region, and then which type of vehicles are stolen and where are they going and so forth, so that for me, as an organized crime person, to identify the targets, identify where these are going, so that I can start to zoom in and deal with real targets. So it's not an issue of a person, and then there is a scandal, then you go and profile a person. We are having lots of friends, lots of family members and whatsoever. There is a lot of people who are written in the newspapers, nothing happened. And some, they are written there wrongfully and so. So to say I should have known, or if I see such, I must start profiling is something else. But my testimony is I didn't profile. And if I did profile, I could have seen, my perception could have been changed. And I'm telling you that he was convicted of the case of 2001, and the rest, 2 were not guilty and the rest were withdrawn. Unless if we can say now, after checking these ones which are withdrawn, there is wrongdoing. They were withdrawn not on merit, because somebody has put a hand into it. Then we can discuss something. But I have already, commissioners, answered that I didn't profile the guy. Maybe that is one of my mistakes if I didn't profile when I see this thing in the newspaper and so forth. But it's not how it's happening. In the provinces, as I said, we are having what we call National Organized Crime Secretariat, which I chair. Crime intelligence, number one, what we do, We do the crime stats of each and every province.
General, I'm very sorry to do this. I'm not trying to be impatient with you. I think you are now adding a lot of information to make it seem like it would be insignificant. Remember, I took you back to your testimony, which was, I was not aware that there were any investigations. I am showing you that there were plenty of investigations between 2000 and 2024.
So when
Perhaps, General, I'm sorry, Ms. Bowen. Let us focus on what the evidence leader referred to last, which is the Tembisa contract, which was in excess of 2 billion rand, and which, if I'm correct, had been awarded fraudulently, and it even resulted in the death of Ms. Papita Dekoran. So all of this was out there in the news. You were aware of that at the time the news broke, were you not? Both with regard to the fraudulently awarded Tembisa Hospital contract and also with regard to the death of Ms. Papita Dekoran. You must have been aware of that at the time the news broke about both matters, but which were, of course, related. Correct?
Yes, I've already also, Commissioner, you're correct. I testified to that, to say
I just want to be sure where we are exactly, because when you gave the long answer, I got confused. I just want us to focus our discussion. So you say you were aware, and you say also that you were aware of this at the time. Part of what was reported is that Mr. Matlala was implicated and that he had, I should not say received, but he had gotten the benefit, even if it's just contractual, without having actually received payment. He had received the benefit of 5 million rand. It was connected to the same story which you've already said you were aware of. So you must have been aware of that as well. It would be very strange for you to say that somehow you are going to extricate that 5 million and Mr. Matlala's involvement and say, no, that part I wasn't aware of. Yes, I was aware of the rest, which I've already admitted to. So you were aware also of Mr. Matlala's involvement and the 5 million rand benefit, were you not?
No, I indicated I was aware of the matter. And
of the what?
Of the matter.
I'm asking you about the 5 million, please, General. Yes, and Mr. Matlala in that.
And Mr. Matlala, I have seen it somewhere on the news.
You saw it. You saw it, and you must have seen it at the time as well, correct?
Yeah, I don't know when the commission said at the time.
Around about the time the news broke, General.
Yeah, because I indicated, Commissioner, even during the issue of the matter, I even also seconded my members to go and assist DPCI. And
General, can we be more direct, please? I'm going to get confused. I want to know if you became aware of Mr. Matlala's involvement in the Tembisa Hospital fraudulent or allegedly fraudulent award of a contract.
Yes.
And his involvement relating to 5 million rand. So you say, yes, you were aware.
I was aware.
Yes. So my question was, and you were aware at the time the news broke?
Yes.
Yes. Perhaps let me leave it there so long. So the acts of criminality around this, there's even the death of, and you were aware that the allegation, in fact, there have been convictions of not yet. And you were aware also that the death of Miss Babita Deokaran was said to have related to her having uncovered the improperly awarded contract, in fact, fraudulently awarded contract. You must have been aware of that because you said you were aware of the death of Miss Babita Deokaran.
Yeah.
So you must have been aware why she had been killed.
Yeah.
Correct?
I don't know how to respond now.
Yes.
Because I already responded to that one.
No. I did not ask you about the why. I did not. I'm asking you about the why now.
Yeah. On my WhatsApp,
Yes.
the particular one of the 5 million, it is there. That is the time I became aware. And the one of the murder, I even testified. I was still in Gauteng. Suspects were arrested, and he was not part of those or linked in that particular time. So that's why.
Which murder are you referring to?
Of Ms. Deokaran.
Yes.
So that is why I'm saying now I'm not sure how to respond because I responded before.
Okay.
I responded.
Yes. May I be sure what exactly you say about the matter?
I indicated when that WhatsApp was read. That WhatsApp, it seems to be from Mr. Khawula, which indicated that there was involvement of the 5 million. He's also involved in the murder. He's involved in the burning of the hospital and whatsoever. I indicated that I knew for sure that we arrested the suspect of the murder. And I knew that the Tembisa hospital matter is being probed by DPCI and IDEC. And I said, the issue of the burning of the hospital, I was personally involved. And then we arrested the suspect and he was not part. So I was aware that time. And that time, I think it was after I think I received that thing on the 17th of September, 2024. And already the issue of the dealing, but I know it's not about the dealing, it's about me not profiling the suspect to know him better, so that I mustn't have dealings with somebody who's having a criminal record.
You see, my difficulty is that yes, this is the 17th September 2024.
Yes.
And the story about the Tembisa hospital allegedly fraudulent contract was way before that. Likewise, the matter of Ms. Babita Deokaran was way before that.
Yes.
So I'm not sure I follow your reference to the events of September 2024. Remember, you've already said that you became aware of the allegedly fraudulently awarded contract, the murder of Ms. Babita Deokaran, the alleged involvement of Mr. Matlala. You said you became aware of all these when the news first broke. And as I say to you, all of those happened way before September 2024. So you confuse me when you refer to September 2024. What point are you trying to make?
Yeah, during the murder and the 200 million tender and whatsoever, I didn't see the name of Matlala. And that is what I'm trying to say. And I know the suspects were arrested for the murder, not for the tender. But I became aware of the 5 million you were referring to in September 2024, where Matlala's name was mentioned. So that is what I'm trying to explain.
I find it difficult to believe, General, and my reason is this. Your affidavit or statement before us now is replete with references to your interest in current affairs. And at least twice, I think it's paragraph 108 and it's also 160 paragraph. Yeah, at least twice in your statement, you specifically refer, for example, to news that you picked up from News 24. And then there is reference to a whole lot of other news items, not necessarily from News 24. And look at that in the light of you saying you have a particular interest in current affairs and that you would even share current affairs with people close to you. Now, for you to say that, yes, I did become aware of the allegedly fraudulently awarded contract at the time the news broke. Yes, I did become aware of the death of Ms. Babita Dekoran at the time that happened and also the reason why it happened. But you suddenly do not know anything about news that in that same context implicated Mr. Matlala with regard to that same contract about which the news had broken. I find it difficult to believe what you say. Do you wish to comment? Especially regard being head to the fact that you say that you had a particular interest in current affairs. Do you wish to comment on that?
No. Commissioner, I already commented that on when the news of the murder of Dekoran, Ms. Dekoran, happened, I was in Gauteng. I had full report, and then I was part of assisting the Hawks. We formed a multidisciplinary team to trace the suspects, right? But that time, it was indicated that the murder is about the maybe 200 million Tembisa tender and so forth. But I wasn't aware at that time that there was the name of Matlala.
Did any of the things you mentioned make you stop following current affairs as appears to have been the norm with you? Did you, because you were in Gauteng doing ABCD, did you suddenly stop following current affairs?
Commissioner, when I was in Gauteng, I indicated that the reason why I came to head office, it was because of the enormous task I was having and not having a rest, going home every time after 10, waking every day. So there was less of current affairs. It was more of meetings, more of engagement with the community, more of boots on the ground. That is what was happening. And because of my ill health, I decided when they requested me to come back, I testified like that. That is why I came back to head office.
And when exactly did you go to Gauteng?
18 December 2023.
Isn't that the date when you returned to head office?
Yeah, when I returned.
You returned to head office.
Yeah, to Gauteng I went on the 1st of October 2019.
2019.
Yes.
And I just want to check my facts here. Just bear with me, General. Or Ms. Bowe, or even colleagues, you can quickly help me with when the story about, or the news about the allegedly fraudulently awarded Tembisa hospital contract was awarded. I have it somewhere here. may be mistaken, but my note here refers to the articles were published 15 February 2023, 31 May 2023. So are you saying that from 2018, did you say? You had no interest whatsoever in current news? You did not follow current news or current affairs?
Not to say I didn't follow, Commissioner, but not often as like now when you are no longer having too much on your plate.
But you still got to know about the award of the news about the fraud around the contract. You still got to know about the death of Ms. Babita Dekoran.
Yes.
The only thing you just did not get to know about was the alleged participation or involvement of Mr. Matlala in that context.
That's correct.
And the 5 million rand benefit.
That's correct. The 5 million, I saw it.
I will suggest to you, General, that it's quite convenient that you should be saying so. What's your response?
I apologize that you feel like that, but I've seen it in 2024, as I said, in September.
Thank you.
Can I just take up one thing with you, General? On page 37 of file 3.
File 3.
Yes. Ms. Poe, I'm going to need your assistance with file 3, page 37. I'm going to need assistance with that article on chart 7, the bigger one. General, if you look at chart 7 on page 37 of file 3, do you see that?
Page 37.
Just pause a moment.
Sorry, General. My co-commissioner has just drawn my attention that the allegation of fraud and the alleged involvement of Mr. Matlala was actually as far back as 2021. It's just a matter for the record. I referred you to 2023.
Do you want to comment before we move on, General? You heard Chair's clarification of the date. Do you want to comment?
On the 2021?
Yes, that the allegation relating to the fraud and the murder was in the public domain in 2021.
Sorry, just to clarify that Matlala was linked
Yes.
in 2021.
In 2021?
Yes.
Yeah. No comment, because as I indicated, as I was at CIS, and a lot of things which were happening regarding that was at DPCI. Ours was to assist them with the investigation and giving people. So it might have slipped me not seeing that, but I saw it on 2024.
Now, your version, let's go to page 37. Looking at chat 7 on that page, is the 13th of September 2024. So do you see that the date there is 13 September 2024 at 1:35 p.m., chat 7?
Yes.
Yes. And remember,
It's 13, yeah.
yes. Remember you said by this point you had not seen Mr. Matlala for over a year. Remember that was your evidence?
Yes.
Yes. And then what happens in that chat is you and Sergeant Nkosi, I keep thinking Captain, you and Sergeant Nkosi are sharing an article about Mr. Matlala. Do you see that photo on the right in chat 7?
Page 37.
Yes.
I see chat which ends with chat 8.
Yes. I'm saying in chat 7 on the right, do you not see that there's a photo there and something is being shared?
Yes, photo of me and my wife.
Of
Me and my wife.
Is that you and your wife?
Yes.
I thought it was Mr. Matlala.
No, it's me and
That's why I needed a bigger one.
No,
it may be that you look alike.
I
And you
forward-
say,
I forwarded Nkosi. There is somebody who's doing portrait.
Yes.
So he said this one is started. He was doing portrait of me and my wife and my kids.
but you say it was around that time that you first became aware of the allegations concerning Mr. Matlala.
Yeah, on the 17th.
On the 17th.
If you go forward, you'll
Yes.
see it on the 17th.
And it was because he had called you to tell you that he's been blackmailed.
Yes, and he sent that thing.
He sent that thing.
That is where I saw the 5 million.
Yes. And the subject matter of the blackmail was exactly what Chair was talking about, that
Yes.
he's accused of having benefited from the scandal
Yes.
and the murder issue.
Yes.
That's really what Mr. Khawula had written about, correct?
That's correct. That is where I'm saying I saw it first there.
So we can agree then that the following day on the 18th, when you ask him for a loan, you know that he's being accused of murder and fraud and corruption and all those things.
When he deposited the money on the 18th, remember the loan was made on the 14th.
No. You said in your statement on the 14th, you met with him or you met him at General Sipia's party. And you mentioned to him that your son had been in an accident. And where you left things off was, if you don't come all right, let him know. And then he next contacted you on the 17th. So he couldn't have offered you a
Yeah.
loan before then because the loan offer could only have come after the 17th.
Yes, he offered, but I didn't take.
Yes.
Yes. I
My
took it
simple
on-
point is this, General. On the 18th or on the 17th, when you take a loan from him or when he offers it for the second time, you know that he's accused of all these things. So even if you didn't know, as Chair says, about these things in 2021, on the day when you take a loan or you accept a loan from him, you are aware of all these things because you have been made aware of them the day before, or at least on the same day. That's the simple point.
No, but it was 2 days after,
What is 2 days after?
21st.
What is the 21st?
Where this thing of Khawula? I'm looking at something.
The text you're looking for is at page 191, and it was the 17th of September.
No, you're correct, Commissioner.
General, let me take you to
You are
your
correct.
statement because the text you would not have had them. Look at page 50 of your statement,
Yes.
paragraph 161. And just so that this makes sense for you, if you start at 149 on page 47, in paragraph 149, you talk about the General Sibia's son's engagement party on the 14th. Do you see that?
Yes, yes.
And then look at paragraph 151, where you say 4 days later on the 18th, Matlala contacted me to inquire whether I have managed to raise the required funds. Do you see that?
Yes.
So that's the 18th.
Yes.
But when he told you about Khawula and the allegations, that's on
7.
the 17th, and you see that on page 50, paragraph 161.
Yes.
So Chair's point stands that when you took a loan, when you accepted a loan from Mr. Matlala, you knew about the allegations against him of being involved in fraud and possibly murder and various other things. On your own version, as it appears in your own statement, that is the case.
Yeah. Even if the chair didn't say that we were talking about profiling, I take it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Chair's point stands that when you accepted a loan from Mr. Matlala, remember, Chair asked one question and he didn't follow it up. And the simple question was, would you accept a loan from somebody who's accused of a crime?
Yes.
And you said you wouldn't.
Yes.
You did.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, Ms. Bowe, apologies to you for interrupting your questioning. I have another suggestion to make to you, General. You say that this was not only a loan, but that indeed you repaid the money. Now, the money that you say you paid first, which was 20,000 rand, you said you paid in cash, correct?
That's correct.
And you say you paid it in November.
Yes.
Yes. In December, that's the 31st, there's payment of 50,000 rand to complete the amount of 70,000 rand. And at least there's a record of that because the 50,000 rand was paid into a bank account. Correct?
Yes.
Yes. Now, this payment of 50,000 rand is made after there have been 2 raids of Mr. Matlala's premises. That is on the 6th of December 2024 and on the 18th of December 2024. And then on the 31st of December 2024, you pay the 50,000 rand. Correct?
Yes.
I want to suggest to you, and I know you'll say I'm wrong, but I just want to say this as a suggestion of inferential reasoning. I suggest to you that once there were these raids, you saw that the police were catching on to Mr. Matlala, and you decided that money that had been paid to you, not as a loan, I suggest, you should now suddenly pay back to Mr. Matlala so as to make it look like a loan. What do you say to that?
I'm saying it's incorrect. You know, if I wanted Matlala to give me money, which is not a loan, I could have preferred that he give me in cash so that there won't be any trade.
But yes,
yeah.
Continue. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry.
I think I've been in the police for so long and I've arrested a lot of police officers in that regard. So our arrangement was month-end December because I get my bonus that time. And that is how we agreed. To say, when I get money that time, I get my bonus, I will pay you the whole 70,000. And the reason I paid the 20,000 is because I managed to sell some of my stock because now and then they get stolen. And then I said, no, let me now reduce the debt from him. So, hence, I paid him back in December. If ever it was otherwise, I could have paid it before December. So that is that is what it was arrangement. And if I needed the money for something else other than what I needed, those bank statements I gave, showing also the payments, maybe if it was the money which went in and came out to me, I could agree with the commissioner's inference. But it's very much unfortunate I'm in a corner with your inferences. But the truth is what I'm saying, so I got nothing further more to say on that one. So I will die with that.
You say that if you wanted the money and it was given to you for improper reasons, you would have asked for cash.
Yeah, that is what people do.
Yes, you've said that. I will say to you that it happens relatively frequently that because of a sense of impunity, people may be quite careless, which is why, for example, we are finding so much in these WhatsApp texts. So it may well have been as a result of a sense of impunity that you did not ask for cash.
It's unfortunate the commissioner feels like that, but there's nothing I can say except what I said.
And it may also be something quite convenient to say that 20,000 rand had been paid before the 31st of December 2024, had been paid in cash. Obviously, there will then be no record of the cash payment. Your comment?
Well, I don't know. Maybe I can try to find out the people who bought the homeland and then get their statement. But yes, as friends, we usually pay cash or account. It depends when you have money, how did you get it and so forth. So yes, you got that right to think like that, but it's not what happened. I paid him.
Please remind me, your statement probably covers it. I remember, I think you said you sold a cow here, another cow there, and so on.
Yeah.
And did you pay Mr. Matlala as and when you received each payment in respect of each cow?
No, remember.
You paid him 20,000 rand at the same time?
Yeah, I paid at the same time.
At the same time?
Yes.
Where was he when you paid him?
Where
did you find him when you paid him?
At his offices.
At his offices?
Yes.
And you had sold the cows back home in Limpopo?
Yes, they sold on my behalf, yes, and I fetched the money.
They were sold on your behalf?
Yes.
Then you drove to Limpopo to pick up the money and bring it down?
No. My sister's daughter, she stays in Tembisa, she came with the money.
She came from Limpopo to... huge risk, I would say. Why was the money not deposited in Limpopo? Instead of having a...
Commissioner, we still do that. Even now, I send money with
I would understand 500 rand or 1,000 rand, but 20,000 rand from Limpopo, your niece having to pick it up.
Yeah, I hear you, but we still do that.
Can you tell me why it was not deposited into an account?
Why didn't they deposit to my
Why
account?
was it not deposited? Yes.
I don't have any reason, because they are not used to that. They are not used to such money. They just gave the one who was coming to bring it with it.
Who is not used to what?
My sister. It's not working. He's staying in our home there alone.
All right. Thank you.
General, maybe just on that point where you say to the chair that you could have asked for the money to be given to you in cash if it was an improper transaction. It's quite, maybe let me ask a question first. You when you testified last week, you said this vehicle belongs to your son. I assume your son works.
Yes.
He does work.
Yes.
All right. So you are the one that takes a loan with Mr. Matlala when your son, you have an adult son who's employed, who has his own car, whose insurance you say repudiated. It's you that asks for a loan from Mr. Matlala.
Yes.
Okay. When you say you could have asked for this money in cash, I think it is not notable for me that this money was in fact not paid to you. It was paid directly to your son. So on the face of it, in response to you saying I could have asked for it in cash, it may be easy to say, well, you redirected it somewhere else where it wouldn't be found. It wouldn't be traced to you because it goes to your son's bank account. What do you say about that? As a way of hiding the source of this money?
No, your account will always show where you deposited the money, and the surname will show. He's Shibiri, I'm Shibiri, so there's no way to conceal it.
Yes, well, you would have to know that Matlala paid money to Shibiri's son to go and look there. But if we are just looking at your account, if investigators just look at your account, all they would see is you paying Mr. Matlala money and then ask the question, what was this all about? And then you say, well, I was refunding him a loan. So there's no obvious link to you when the money is paid to your son's account. Do you accept? Let me put the proposition to you this way. Let me put this to you. Do you accept that until you told us in your statement that you had a loan from Mr. Matlala, until you said that, if we had looked at your bank statement, we would not have seen the money come in. We would just see it go out to Mr. Matlala. That's all we would see. And we would have no reason to go and look at your son's bank account.
Yeah.
Until you tell us that, well, I took a loan, that's why I was paying him, and that loan was paid to my son. Did you accept that factually?
I don't.
You don't?
I don't.
Okay, explain how we would know that you got a loan from Mr. Matlala if we didn't see the repayment.
You see, if you investigate a relation, there will be investigation to my relation with him to check if he gave me money or not. And then you do the family tree and checks, and you also go to check if I have trust and so forth. That is how the investigation goes. So there's no way you could miss that.
I accept that.
Yes.
But that's not the inquiry. That's not what we are doing here. Here, what we do is we have your bank statement, and then we say, you have this money that is paid to Mr. Matlala. We don't see why you are paying Mr. Matlala. Explain. You had to say to us, well, he gave me a loan and he paid it into my son's account. That's the proposition I'm making to you, that until you tell us that you got a loan from him that explains that 50,000 rands, we had no way of identifying money flowing from Mr. Matlala to your son.
So
We couldn't have known
commissioner saying my faithfulness means nothing here in the commission.
Sorry, I'm saying what?
My faithfulness in telling you, as you are saying the commission, if it was not told, I told the commission, showing that I'm faithful. That is not enough.
That's why I say, if you had not told us, let's look at what the documents tell us before you give us your explanation. The documents tell us you paid Mr. Matlala 50,000 rands. And that's all we know from your bank account. Then the question is asked, the question has to be asked, why did you pay Mr. Matlala? Because there's no explanation from your bank account. We don't see money from Mr. Matlala coming to you. We see money flowing from you to him. So the question was asked of you, why did you pay Mr. Matlala 50,000 rands? Your response was, he gave me a loan. So for the first time, we find out that he gave you a loan, and then now we say, where did the loan go? And then you point us to your son, which we would not have known if the question had not been asked, where is this loan paid?
I wish to consult because I don't know how to respond, because I think I responded to the commission the way the commission wanted to know everything. And it's supposed to suffice that I'm truthful and I explained. And also the documents from Matlala to my son's bank account and from myself, it shows. So I don't know now how to respond.
Okay.
I'm defeated now.
Maybe let me suggest directly to you that the suggestion really in this scenario that I'm trying to put to you is the payment into your son's account was to hide that Mr. Matlala gave money to you. That's the suggestion, that you were hiding by directing the money to your son.
Yeah. In my language, they say, "Loko ulava vuloyi utazibona." So that is what I can say. If you want to see something, you will see it. That is how I see it myself.
I'm saying to you that's how it looks. That's all I'm saying to you, that it looks like you were hiding money, the source of the money.
I was not hiding anything.
Okay, thank you.
I just want to draw your attention to the payments, because even your payment, it's not a direct payment to Mr. Matlala. It is a payment to one of his companies. You don't pay to his bank account. You pay to a bank account of his company. And the reference you use is not even Matlala. You simply say Shibiri. So that if the commission had not done its investigations, it would not have seen the link between you directly and Mr. Matlala directly. What it would have seen is it would have seen a company paying money to your son's bank account, and you in December paying money to a company's bank account, but not to Mr. Matlala directly. Do you accept that that's what the bank statements show?
I don't, Commission.
Yes.
I don't, and I resent that, because if you check the WhatsApp, it is clear. I requested an account, and I'm given account by Matlala, and that is the account I paid in. And the reference there is me, to show to him is coming from me. That is why I wrote Shibiri. But the account was given to me by Matlala, and that I can only pay to what the person I'm paying gave me. So I don't know how could that be held on me.
Here's my point. Your bank statement, because remember, this is now your bank statement, your reference also shows Shibiri. It doesn't show Matlala. That's the point I'm making.
Okay.
And if you go to page 55, you will see that 55 of file 4. This is your bank statement of December 2024.
That might be a mistake because I've done it from my phone. But if you go to the account will give the account holder. Who is the account holder? There's nothing to conceal in that one. I don't know. So I don't know, but I deposited to the account which I was given. My mistake is to make the reference myself instead of saying Matlala. I was making sure that he will see that side is mine. So that was my mistake, and it's an honest mistake.
Yeah. But you accept that your reference, not his reference. If you go to page 55, it says intermediate or immediate digital payment, Shibiri.
Yes.
On your statement.
Yes, but for me it's immaterial. I paid the account, the account which he gave to me, and it's Matlala's account.
Yes. No, it's the company's account. It's Black Ark Trading.
It's what it belongs to him. It's what he gave me.
Yes.
I didn't have any other account except that he gave me.
At last, Ms. Bowe.
Now that the commissioners have nudged me, not even thrown me into the loan, let's go deeper into this loan situation. General, if you have regard, you testified that at the party, when you had a conversation with Mr. Matlala about this, you indicated to him that you had a need for the money. That's correct.
Yes.
And he had indicated that if you don't come right, he will advance you that money.
That's correct.
Now, let's go to your bank statements. File 4. Let's start at page 43. Page 43.
File 4.
File 4, yes. General, and did I understand your evidence correctly that you were in need?
I am.
that you were in need at the time. You needed the cash advance because you were in need.
I don't understand what you actually mean.
You needed the money,
Yes, I needed the money.
so you were in need. Then if we go to page 43, you'll see this section has a series of your bank accounts between June to December. And in particular, if you go to the date on which Mr. Matlala paid you, or paid the amount to your son, if you have regard to the balance in your account at that
43
time.
43 here by me something.
43 is the beginning of the statement. Are you in file 4?
44.
File 4.
Yes, 43, there you put something from Vodacom. And then it's 42, then a Vodacom thing, and then 44.
Not
It's file 2.
Yes.
No. File 2 has your annexures, so file 4.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Sorry about that.
No worries. So you'll see page 43, that's the beginning of your statement.
Yes.
And that one covers the period 6 September 2024 to 5 October 2024. You see that? And then it gives a net balance for that month. You see that?
Yes.
It's a positive balance of 60,000. And then it also indicates your overdraft limit. And you see that?
Yes.
Now, if you go to the next page, all right, on page 44, this is now around the 17, 18, when Mr. Matlala advances you the money. You had a positive balance of 50,000. Can you see that?
From the 18 years.
Yes. And even if you look just what happens at the end of the month is by the time you get your salary, you have a positive balance of 42,000. Can you see that? Yes. Now, if you continue to the following month, 6 October, so it starts at page 46.
Yes.
There again, you see your net balance there, it's 66,000. And even if you go through all of the transactions and reach the end of the month, you'll see that yet
Going
again,
up and up, yeah.
it goes up and up. And so at all material times when you needed to assist your son, you did indeed have the money.
Yes.
So you didn't require the loan.
No, I did acquire the loan because I wanted to.
Not acquire, require.
I required it.
Yes.
I required it because by that time I wanted to build the wall here at my house and the wall also at home, and of which I ended up doing that in March 2025.
But can you see that between that period when the loan was taken up until December when the loan was paid back, there was no need? You may have had an intention, but certainly in your account, what it shows is that you had the money to assist your son without a loan from Mr.
I
Matlala.
decide how I want to use my money. It's not about what you have there. I decided to say I wanted to make the wall, and then I can get another money to do that, and then I will pay it back because I know in December I'll be getting more than 100,000 for my bonus. So that is what I thought like that time.
So you thought it would be better, on your version, to get a loan from somebody where you know, one, is being alleged to have killed and fraud, that you find out the day before. Two, you also found out in September that he was a SAPS contractor. That's also your version. So if you have regard to if you go to page 47 of your statement at paragraph 151. And then if you read that with paragraph 250, you'll see, I'll start with 250. You say, I became aware of the contract between SAPS and Medicare 24 during September 2024 when Mr. Matlala asked telephonically where I was traveling to, and I became amazed at how he knew. Mr. Matlala then indicated that he had a contract with SAPS. Now, when you go to paragraph 151, you will see that conversation when you told Mr. Matlala you're traveling to Limpopo happens on the 18th of September.
Yes.
So, again, you thought it was acceptable to take the loan, one, in the instance where you found out that Mr. Matlala is implicated in very serious allegations. Two, on the 18th, you also find out that he's a SAPS contractor. So even if you had used for the money for building a wall, you are now faced in that moment knowing these two facts about Mr. Matlala, and you chose to take the money from Mr. Matlala as opposed to defer your plans to build the wall.
Yeah, I did take the money from Mr. Matlala, knowing he's got a contract. I got nothing to deal with the contract. I don't deal with the contracts, and I think even if it comes to the integrity, it deals with those who are in supply chain and so forth. So for me...
General, is your suggestion that there would be nothing wrong with taking money from a contractor as a general within SAPS because you're not in supply chain?
Yes, I'm not in contract with him. And that contract is not directly linked to me.
In general, are you then aware of I think I'll have to go there, the employment regulations that require disclosures of loans and benefits, particularly where there's a relationship between the service and this person?
I think Regulation 18 of 20...
Yes, precisely.
Yes.
And you know that is precisely because where there's a relationship between you and a contractor, even if it's not direct, you may be able to gain some benefit from a contractor. Remember also, Mr. Matlala was doing health risk management, which affects most departments within SAPS, because that's where recruitment takes place, sick leaves takes place, all of that. And in fact, Brigadier Macheng testified that Mr. Matlala would often want to make links with other generals across the province because that is how work was generated in that area. So you didn't have to be in supply chain management to be able to assist Mr. Matlala.
No, our sick leave is not dealt with by them. We go direct to the private GPs. And those from the province he was referring to, is referring to the provinces responsible for LCRC or forensics, not ours.
General, even in an instance where it refers to others, you have to accept you're an influential person within SAPS. This is a contractor within SAPS, and there's something inherently wrong with you taking loan from him. Particularly, maybe I should ask, did you disclose this loan?
No, we disclose gifts, not loans.
General, the requirements, it deals with both disclosures of loans and benefits. So even if it's not a loan, it certainly was a benefit. Do you accept that?
I can't benefit something which I pay back.
General, you got an interest-free loan. How about that? If you had gone to the bank, you would have had to pay interest on it. So at the very least, Your benefit here is that you got a loan. If it is a loan, you get a loan that has no interest implications for you, so you saved what you would otherwise have had to pay to a bank. Do you accept as a benefit in that way?
Yeah, I got a benefit from a friend, yes.
Yeah, okay. You do accept it's a benefit, thank you.
Yeah.
And now you accept, General, that he is your friend.
It was said the whole day here.
No, you've just said it.
No, it was said here the whole day.
So, General, just in regards to this, I, for one, find it implausible that in a phase where you had money to assist your son, you chose this option. That in a time where it places you in a precarious position because you know he's a criminal and you know he's a contractor. On either score, you would have been in trouble. And you failed to disclose it.
To know that he's a criminal, I didn't know. He's arrested now as a criminal now. And there were allegations, yes, I agree to that. And again, I said I knew him with not being charged of anything or being a criminal. And if I took that 55,000, I was supposed to be left with zero, whereas I needed to do something. So I had to make decision of which I see fit for myself, which maybe the commission doesn't see it fit.
General, you say at the time he was not a criminal, and you say yes, he is charged now. Remember, I asked you one question, as Commissioner Khumalo reminded us earlier before the lengthy engagement between you and me. I asked you one question, and I did so deliberately. I asked you, would you ask for a loan from a criminal or an alleged criminal? And you said you would never do so. Do you remember that?
I remember.
Now you've just said that he was not a criminal, he's only charged now, but you say there were allegations against him.
Yeah.
And the allegations you are referring to were allegations of criminality, correct?
Correct, and he's not yet charged for that.
No. My question earlier was not about being charged or anything. It was about allegations of criminality. A criminal or somebody against whom there are allegations of criminality. And you said you would never ask for a loan from such a person.
Correct.
Now you admit that there were allegations of criminality against Mr. Matlala. Fine, not charged at that stage, but allegations of criminality, and yet you still took a loan from him. How does that square up with the answer you gave to me earlier?
Yeah. I hear you, Commission. Even though he's not yet charged on those things.
No. My question was not about a criminal charge or anything like that. It was allegations of criminality, and you said you would never. So my question stands: how does that, what you say now, square up with your answer to my earlier question?
Yeah. Commissioner, you always corner me. You always corner me because even that allegation was not police allegation. It was allegation from the newspapers, and of which even today is not yet charged for it. But I will agree. I agree.
Thank you.
Even though I'm cornered.
Thank you, General.
Can I just raise an issue from a different perspective about this payment to you? You get paid on the 18th, or the money is paid to your son's account.
Yes.
I think it's on the 18th, if I'm not mistaken. And the messages about Mr. Khawula, they come in, it comes to you on the 17th. And then on the 18th, you receive payment. and you instruct General, I think I understood you to say you then forwarded this message. We see that it goes to Sergeant Kosi, and Sergeant Kosi is supposed to do something about it. Do you not see the problem, at least from a perception point of view? Earlier in your testimony, you said, I would not, when you were angry about him saying you are his person, you said something to the effect that you wouldn't want anyone to say because they've given you money or they know you, you do things for them. I think that's what you were saying, because they know you, you do things for them. Did you not see the potential problem that it creates, even if it's just a perception, that your friend forwards you this message about Mr. Khawula? You forward it to Sergeant Nkosi, obviously not for the fun of it, to do something about it, and I think that's what you said. And then the next day he pays you, gives you money. That looks like he's paying you to do his bidding, to assist him in things. That the proximity of the payments, there's no distance in terms of time. The one happens immediately after the other. Do you see the potential or impression, the impression that it creates actually, that Matlala pays you, you are prepared to do things for him?
Yeah, because of that interpretation of the WhatsApp. Actually, it's not Khawula who was extorting money. Somebody who they're purporting to be speaking to Khawula is the one who was extorting money, whom he told me, he says he's a journalist. If you can check, Khawula have already posted. It's out there. So he's saying he sent to him to say he must publish. In order for him not to publish, he must give him something so that he can also give to Khawula. So I asked him, why is this thing? He said, no, it's people wanting to extort me money. I've got nothing to do with these things. But the only two things I knew there on what was written is what I testified about, to say the people who burned the hospital were arrested, the people who murdered were arrested. The only thing was that one of the 5 million on top there, that he might be involved on it. But irrespective of that, that person who wanting money is committing a crime. I cannot say because there's an allegation against this one, we cannot help because somebody is extorting money. That is why, commissioners, you heard me, I was very happy of the evidence leaders who purported or indicated that I'm the one who said, Chomi to Khawula, you must not do what. So that is why I was saying that. But how it is understood is, it is like the case was about to be about Khawula. It was about the person who claims to be a journalist acting on behalf of himself and Khawula, who wanted money from Matlala to be paid.
Yeah, General, just in case I wasn't clear in what I'm putting to you, what I'm putting to you is, you, for your comment, is on the 17th, you get this from Mr. Matlala. Obviously, he wants you to do something about it. You're a general in the subs. He's not sharing for the sake of it. So he sends you this on the 17th. On the very next day, he gives you money. And I'm saying, what I'm proposing to you is, did you not see the impression that it creates? In fact, I want to put to you that if you were minded to act ethically and cautiously, you would not have accepted the money from him because it just looks bad. You may have discussed it earlier. As you say, you discussed it on the 14th for the first time, and then he follows up without any probing from you or any request from you. He follows up on you on the 18th. Let it be what it is. But on the 17th itself, he sends you a message. And on the 18th, he follows it up with payment to you. And what I'm putting to you is, but if you were minded to act, to avoid appearances of impropriety you would not have accepted that loan when it came, even if you had accepted it in advance, but you would not have taken the money because it has appearances of being paid by someone that is asking you, and you actually do act on it to do things for you.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is how life goes with human beings. You make mistakes.
Okay.
So I can't reverse that. I couldn't think about that time. I knew I spoken to him on the 14th. He's a friend. I didn't foresee what you are looking at now, and even if it was somebody, it could have happened. Yes, with the head you are having, you have to think all the avenues. But sometimes, as a human being, it happens to you because you are there, you are alone. You're thinking in what you wanted to do. So, yeah, that is what I can say.
Yeah, I guess the sum of what you're saying is you saw nothing wrong with it at the time.
Yes.
When this sequence of events, you saw nothing wrong with
No.
it. Okay, thank you.
General, how much did it cost to fix the car? Do you know? Do you know?
I know. It was about 55 when it started. It ended up to 87.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Do you want us to do the math tomorrow?
The math.
Are you sure it was 87?
Yes, because you see the other things you see there, whereby it will say 5,000 whatsoever. You go to Joburg in the inner city, you buy to this place. They don't have the machine. You do the EFT. I was also angry saying you are giving girls money, whereas I borrowed money for fixing the car. So yes, I'm sure. Because it even took longer than we expected because, yeah, these mechanics, sometimes other money is get out, you have to go and buy again, yes.
General, I did the math because I used the annexure you gave us where you indicated and highlighted the transactions that were related to the repair of your son's car. If you go to page 42 of file 2, which would be your annexures.
42.
Yes, RS8.
You said bundle
2.
2. Yes. I'm no longer here. Bundle 2, page 40.
Just for completeness, point out that 70,000 payment. Remember, I had mentioned that it did not come directly from Mr. Matlala. So can you just complete that picture?
Is it page?
At page 42.
42. Yes. Yeah.
Are you there, General?
Yes.
You'll see the transaction that Commissioner Kumal is asking me to point out is on the 18th of September. There's a slight highlight or shade. You'll see it was paid from CAT VIP protection. Can you see that?
Yes.
And that's the 70,000.
Yes.
Now, if you look, the next payment that you highlighted for us is a payment of 2,800 for headlights. Then you highlighted for us to 25,000 for a tow truck. Then you highlighted for us the 8,530. You've also provided a slip for that lists the components of the things bought.
Yeah.
And then there's another statement that you should have regard to that's on page 37. My apologies.
87.
Let's start at page 35. The highlights are clearer there. You'll see just before the 8,530, there's the 790.
At page 35.
Yes. 35.
Before the
On the 25th of September, there are two payments. And you see that one is for 790 and the one is for 8,530.
yes.
And then if you go to page 37, because those are the last two things you've highlighted for us. That would be on the 10th of October. There are two payments for 5,000 each. Can you see that?
Yes.
Once you add all of these figures that you say are the repairs, you get 47,120.
The one of the 25th on page 35, you calculated it.
35 of
25 September.
which amount?
There is 500 gold wagen, eh? On top of it, or it's not marked, and then 790, and then 8,850. When you go down, it says make tape the rental all road 8,875. He said,
Oh, so you're saying that 8,000
yeah,
is also to be included in the calculation.
yeah, and there is McGrill, which was bought for 14,000 after, not in the same month, because that is why I said it took longer. So, but the boy can make a list of whatever and try to get all the slips, because that is all the money was used for that, for that car.
Okay, just on the ones that you highlighted for us, that was the total. We'll take into account the 8,875. But if you also have regard to when these payments were made, you'll see that in September, the total amount covered for the repairs was 37,000, was approximately 37,000.
Yes.
And then in October, is it October? Yes, even the 8,000 would be in October. It would then be the 18,875. So even split across the months, based on what also you had in your account, you would have been able to cover these costs.
In October.
Yes.
Yeah, as I was saying, remember, in October you ended there by the rims, right? The rims where you highlighted the two.
General, don't say I ended there by the rims. Those are the transactions you highlighted, and in your statement you say, here is the statement highlighting the transactions that were related to the repairs.
I mean the 10th of October.
The 10th of October, yes, we did speak about that.
About that one. And then I saw
It's okay, General, you can
I can
give us a complete breakdown,
I
but
can
just
give
on
you
what you have.
yes. Because some of the things, they cannot be done at the same time because you are waiting for the car to be painted. Also, there were some what do you call, airbag which were out, which you have to go and buy, the cut and put and whatsoever. It is not done in the same time. So the car took longer there for more than 3 months being in there. So it was a major damage. That is why.
General, that is not the point. The point is you're coming to the commission in March 2026, and you want to show the commission that in September 2024, a year and a half earlier, you needed a loan of 70,000 because your son needed to fix his vehicle. So when you show us these things, you must show us that I needed 70,000 for my son's vehicle, and he spent 70,000 fixing his vehicle. It doesn't assist 18 months later to say to us, these things take 3 months, but you are not able to show us that the money you took from CAT VIP services was used for that purpose.
My apologies. May the commissioner be given time to go, and then my son to write everything which was done and to show where was it done and so forth, because maybe what clouded me was that the money went there and you can see to start to finish what was it used for. And then even though you wanted blow by blow, I didn't anticipate that one. I apologize for that.
Ms. Poe's point is that in the annexures, it's you who highlighted the expenses. It's not her. So this is your annexures. And the purpose of highlighting them was to try to show us that you used the 70,000 to repair the vehicle, but the numbers don't add up. That's the simple point.
I apologize once more. It's my son who highlighted for me when I wanted accountability that time. So since I kept this one, so I should have bettered it before I brought it here, because that I wanted to see where the money went, so step by step, so that it's not used for something or whatever.
General, maybe in case it helps this discussion, look at page 38. And maybe explain what this is in relation to these highlighted numbers, whether there's a relationship or not. And what in fact is at page 38.
38.
Yeah, you have a quotation. You've provided a quotation there. So what I'm asking you is, you're discussing with Ms. Bowe line items in a statement, but we also have been given an estimated quotation.
Yeah.
Yes, and the date of it is the 19th/09/24. So
Yes.
I just want whether you're able to say to explain to us what is the relationship between the two, and whether it would clear any of
This
what
was
is
the
discussed.
quotation given by, estimated quotation by the panel bidder who was going to fix this JBI. And the 25,000 was for labor, which was paid to him. So I then advised to say, no, if you give this person the whole money, we've got a history of these people not fixing the car. Go and buy the parts yourself. And then as and when they are fixing, then you bring them the parts there. You can go to Goldwagen, he charges you something, you find it there, it is cheaper. And then so that you can have control of it. And that is what happened. Then the 25,000 of labor was given. And other parts which you are supposed to start with, then he went and buy. And as he finishes the others and others are needed, then he goes and buy and buy. So the only thing which was outstanding, which cost 14, was the sump and the grill, and also the airbag at the side on the roof.
Thank you, General. I'm not sure that it's clearing what I was hoping it would clear, but that's where I leave it.
Chair, I'm going to move away from the loan. There are two topics. I hope they won't be long. so that the General can proceed with Ms. Siegel's movie tomorrow. It's,
Are you able to give an estimate, Ms. Bowen?
I want to say
I know that's quite difficult.
I don't see us taking more than 20 minutes.
But,
It is the issue of Musa Khawula, which we've already canvassed, and then lastly, the interest in the Medicare contract.
Let's take a short adjournment and come back at 16:35. Let's adjourn.